Hi, Namaste everyone. So today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic. So let us dive into the topic without any delay. So today's our topic life processes. What is meant by life process? So you might have learned in lower classes. So life process means the basic functions performed by living organisms to survive. So we know that all the living things they perform some basic activities. Without performing them, they can't survive and they can't continue their race. So such kind of basic functions which are performed by living organisms we call as a life process. So these are the example for life process. So nutrition, transportation, and respiration, excretion, synthesis, regulation, growth, reproduction. So these are all different kinds of life process which are performed by the living things. So already you might have learned regarding nutrition and transportation and respiration. Now in this video we are going to discuss about a life process called excretion. Okay, so before entering into the topic, let me ask a simple question by showing some pictures. See that pictures: eggs, onions, chilies, and along with this coriander leaves and salt, a pinch of salt and oil. By using this I'm going to make a dish. Can you guess what I'm going to make with these eggs and onions and chilies, a pinch of salt and oil and coriander leaves, all this? Can you guess what I'm going to make? I'm very hungry, tell me quick. Yes, we can make, by using all these ingredients we can make a delicious omelette, right? Do you like this? You can try at your home. Okay, so after making this omelette I got some wastages. See, while breaking these eggs we got eggshells and peels of onions and stalks of the chilies and some other waste materials are formed while making this omelette, right? So here we broken and we cut many things to make an omelette, and while making this omelette we use it to cutting of different kinds of materials, right? So as a result of that we got some waste materials. In the same manner, while making new things in the factories or any industry, if you observe, so while making different kinds of things, so they use there also some waste materials are produced. So in any industry, not only at home, in any industry, while making new substances, so they use two main processes. One is cutting, another one is making. So during cutting and making, so what happened? Some waste materials are produced, right? So in the same manner, in living things, even within our body, such kind of cutting and making reactions takes place. Many chemical reactions occurs within our body, which involves cutting and making of substances within our body. So that cutting or breaking processes we called as catabolism. In the same manner, the making processes which occurs in our body, we call them as a anabolism. So as a this both together, that means the catabolic activities and anabolic activities together we called as a metabolism, right? So what is metabolism? So the catabolic and anabolic reactions together we call as a metabolism. As a result of metabolism, so energy is produced and new products are synthesized. As a result of catabolic reaction, you might have learned in respiration. What happens there? Glucose breakdown within the cell and energy releases. And along with that, within the cell, so the protein synthesis and fat synthesis or lipid synthesis, so different kinds of new products are synthesized which are needed by the cell. So during the metabolism, so along with the releasing of energy, some products which are needed by the cell are also synthesized. And along with these useful products, so some waste materials also produced. These waste materials which formed during the metabolism we called as a metabolic waste. Metabolic waste. So this removal of this metabolic waste from the body is called excretion. What is the need of removing of this metabolic waste? You just recall once what I said. While making different kinds of materials, even at home or in the factory, so what happens? Some waste materials are produced. So if the waste materials remain in our home or in the factory, what happens? They become poison. In the same manner, within the cell, lot of metabolic wastes are produced within our body. If we cannot remove them from our body, we will die. So that's why, so this process is very important. Which process? Excretion. So that means, so during the metabolism, so along with some useful products, so what happened? Some wastages are produced. That wastages are called metabolic waste. So the removal of that metabolic waste from the body is called excretion, right? So if we not remove waste material from our body, what happens? So they become poison and leads to death. That's why it is a very, very important life process which occurs in all living organisms, right? So the word excretion, it is derived from a Latin word called exenere, so which means to discharge, or sending out. Okay, so here how our body sends these waste materials which produced in our body, and how these waste materials are produced within the cells. In the respiration, you might have learned that glucose breaks down and produces energy along with carbon dioxide and water. So when this remains in our body than normal, that means when they when they accumulate in higher quantities, they become poison. So that's why this carbon dioxide as well as some water in the form of water vapor, they send out by the a system in our body, that is the respiratory system, by the lungs. So in the same manner, even our skin helps in removal of some of these waste materials like water, salts and minerals from the body. And along with that, even liver also helps in excretion of waste materials. So these waste materials formed as a result of degradation of hemoglobin or dead cells, dead red blood cells. Okay, blood cells. So as a result of that, bile pigments are produced. So these bile pigments enters into the small intestine, then it enters into the large intestine. There, some of the bile pigments, so they send out by the feces, along with the feces, and these bile pigments are responsible for brown color of the feces. Okay, so that is excreted by large intestine, but these are produced in liver. Okay, in the same manner, so this some of these bile pigments, they converts to some other products, then find some they converts to a substance called urochrome. So this urochrome absorbed into the bloodstream, then they send out from our body through the kidneys. Then within the liver, so the very harmful substance, that is ammonia, that converts to a less harmful substance called urea. So this enters into the bloodstream, then again it removed by the kidneys. So if you observe here, when compared to all these processes, most of the metabolic waste materials along with the excess of water and minerals all are excreted by a system, that is urinary system in our body. Why? Because most of the waste materials, metabolic waste materials, are removed from our body in the form of urine. Okay, so in the next video we will discuss how this urinary system works and what are the organs are present in this. So regarding all this we will discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.